What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome to today's episode of Spawn Guides. In this series, I cover all of the important spawns and how they behave on every map in Call of Duty Ghosts. This series will be centered around domination, but there will be a little bit of overlap with other respawn game modes as well. In this episode, as requested by you guys in the comments of the previous episode, we're going to be covering the map Warhawk. Let's get into it. Alright, so first off, if you guys missed the prelude to this series, I highly recommend you go and watch it first because it explains the general spawn behavior in domination. And you really need that knowledge to be able to understand what I'm talking about. I'll give you an annotation link right here, as well as a link in the description. Okay, so let's start it off by mapping out the most common spawn points for each flag on this map. For the A flag, we have about 6 popular spawns, but the spawns tend to gravitate a little bit more towards the right side of the map as you're looking at it right now. So just keep that in mind. It's not as likely that you're going to be spawning over towards the shed there on the left. The most exploitable spawn on this map, and perhaps even in the game, is this spawn here in the bar. If your enemy team holds A, and you're positioned just around this corner right here, the enemies will keep spawning in the bar directly behind you. So oftentimes when you see a pub stomping gameplay on this map, you'll see the guy just going back and forth here, killing guys on A, then they rotate back, and kill them as they spawn right behind them in the bar or just outside the bar on the street. So just be aware of that. If you guys are spawning in the bar, it's very likely that there could be an enemy right around the corner. Moving on to the B flag, there are only 3 popular B spawns. There's 2 on the one side of the map, as you can see there, and one of them is actually really close to the A spawn, so sometimes there's a little bit of confusion that goes on there. And then there's one all the way on the other side of the map, sort of towards where that garage is or whatever that thing is. I think there's an ambulance in that building, but you can see the dot right there. Moving on to the C flag, it's fairly straightforward. Once again, we have 6 or 7 spawns that are really popular. The spawns towards the left side of the map, kind of on that little area that pokes out of the map, they're actually not very popular. It's more often going to be the spawns that are right along the back edge of the map. The one C spawn that you really have to pay attention to on this map is this one here. It's inside this building where this trailer is backed up to, and when the enemy spawns there, they have a ton of cover as they come out of spawn. So if you get caught kind of out in that big open street there, right in front of it, you're going to be in big trouble. So you really have to pay attention and just keep an eye out for that spawn. Okay, so those are the most common spawn points on this map. And normally, before we get into the spawn test, I'd be showing you guys a few in-game situations so I can illustrate how they work. But unfortunately, I don't have any gameplays saved up that will work effectively for this on this map. That's just simply due to the fact that this map almost never comes up for me in the rotation, so I don't get to play it too often, and I've been really trying to get into a game of Warhawk for like the past 3 days, and it's just not popping up for me, so I really apologize for that, and I couldn't really hold this video off anymore. I have to get this video out to you guys. So let's just get straight into the spawn tests. For this first test, as you can see, the green team holds A and B, and the red team holds C. The red team is pushing kind of towards the right side of the map. They're pushed up quite a bit, and the green team is sort of pushing towards C on the left side of the map. Where would a red guy spawn right now? I'll give you guys a few seconds to answer. Okay, so did you guys choose this spawn right here? I hope you did, because this is the correct spawn. The other spawn right here is also possible, so if you said this spawn here, I wouldn't say that you're wrong, because it is definitely possible in this situation as well. It's just not quite as likely. Let's look into why that is. So first, let's rule out any spawn that is blocked by a green player. So now that leaves us with 3 potential spawns, but you'll also notice that the red team is for the most part pushed way up on the map. This means that those guys are going to be anchoring the spawn as far up the map as possible while still being a C spawn. This is why it's going to be one of these 2 spawns, and more likely the one in the warehouse because this one's pushed up even further than the other one. Okay, so that one was pretty easy, so now let's move on to the second test. And for this one, we're going to actually use the same player location and everything. But this time we're just going to say that this green player in the bar gets killed. Where is this green player going to spawn? If you guys said this spawn right here, you're likely correct, but I wouldn't rule out a couple other spawns, and I'll tell you guys why. So first, let's rule out any spawn that is either blocked by a red player or not anchored by a green player, because you'll notice that all of the green players are pushed towards the left side of the map. So this leaves us with 3 potential green spawns. I wouldn't call these 2 right here as likely as the other one, and that's just simply because these green players are pushed up way towards the C flag and they're acting as anchors. They're going to pull that spawn towards them. So it's most likely that they're going to spawn at that 1B spawn rather than the spawns behind the green players, but I wouldn't completely rule out those spawns as well. Alright, so once again, that one was fairly easy, so this time we're going to take away the spawn points and we're going to switch up the situation a little bit. You guys are going to be on your own for this one. Okay, so this situation is a little bit of a mess right now. The green team holds A and C, and the red team holds B, and there's kind of players spread out all over the place. Where will a red guy spawn right now? If you need a little bit of extra time, then make sure you pause the video. Okay, did you guys say this spawn right here? I hope you did, because I definitely know that this is exactly where the red player will spawn. I know it may look a little bit weird because there are no red players over there, and he's going to be spawning basically behind the green team, but this is exactly where he's going to spawn, and let's look at why that is. So let's bring back the full spawn map so that we can see all of the spawns. As we know, the red players only hold the B flag right now, so there are only 3 potential spawns that the game wants to spawn them at, as long as those spawns aren't blocked. Now if you look carefully, you'll see that 2 of the spawns are very clearly blocked by green players. They're looking directly at the spawns. This leaves us with 1 spawn. Now the game's going to look and make sure that that spawn's safe, and as you can see, that is a safe spawn. There are no green players looking at it, so they're going to spawn them there for sure. It may look really weird, and it's really going to suck for these 3 green players right here, but it is the most logical spawn based on the way that the spawn system works. So that's all I have for this episode of Spawn Guides. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and don't forget to leave a comment letting me know which map you'd like to see me cover next. If you guys see that someone has already commented with the map that you want to see, then please just thumbs up that comment rather than making your own with the same map. This is just going to keep things clean and much easier for me to see. The comment for the map with the most thumbs up on it will be the one that I cover in the next episode. If you enjoyed, I'd really appreciate a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.